Hey, how's it going there, YouTube? This is Big Z, the Masked Reviewer, coming from the toy hanger, and today I'm going to be debuting Transformers Generations Voyager class Rhinox. Rhinox is from the Beast Wars era. He was, I believe, second in command of Optimus Primal's Maximals. When I heard news about this guy, I jumped out of my seat. Growing up in the 90s, I was Growing up in the 90s, I was a Beast Wars kid. I was a Beast Wars fanatic. In fact, actually, my all-time favorite Transformer is Dinobot from Beast Wars. So when I heard about this guy coming out, I was blown away. Because finally, we get a modernized version of Rhinox, which is something we haven't seen since the 10th anniversary, I believe it was the 10th anniversary of Beast Wars. And from what I'm seeing so far, he's not that bad. I do kind of wish that the horn here was a little bit, wish the horn here was gold, like in the show, and his whole color scheme here should be a lot more darker. But hey, what can you do? You can't have everything. But what we got, it's really nice. This is a very, very nice rhinoceros mode. The detail here is absolutely exquisite. The head sculpt isn't exactly what you would see from the Beast Wars cartoon, if you want to call it a cartoon, because it's, you know, CGI, but still. Yeah, I mean, from my camera probably won't pick this up, but he's got wrinkles all over his face. He's got bumps and more wrinkles and skin flaps. Yeah, he's a little panely, but it's a rhinoceros. It's a tank. The skin of an actual rhinoceros looks like it's made out of panels. So, yeah, I'll give him for that. And the thing is that if you look under here, you can kind of see sort of the robot mode if you look at it from certain angles, like here. Definitely from the back, it gives it away. But it's from the Beast Wars era. They're not known for being well kept with their robot modes. Now, from what I heard from BotCon, when this guy was originally released, the ears were supposed to have some kind of gimmick where they would move, but they don't, and they are made out of a soft plastic. Same with his butt. His butt is made out of soft rubber. His horns are made out of soft rubber, which is a very nice choice there, Hasbro, on their half. And also the teeth. I believe it's the top. Yeah, it's the top row of teeth here. It's all basically made out of soft rubbery plastic. For now, since this is a beast former, let's go into articulation. Being a rhinoceros, you're not really going to expect a whole lot. You can do, you know, charging poses or running poses like this, but it just kind of looks like he's had one too many. Like that, without popping some of the panels here out. No neck articulation. The jaw, as you can see, the jaw can open and close, but that's mainly because of transformation. However, though, you don't really want to open the jaw all the way, because if you do, you get that. The gaping maw of doom, as I call it, the gaping maw of doom. But yeah, but still though, with that, it's a very nice rhinoceros mode. It has its flaws, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So let's get him into robot mode. And here we have Rhinox in his robot mode, and I want to say right off the bat, I am blown away by his robot mode. when I saw, you know, promotional photos, like I said, I was just mind blown by his robot mode alone. It looks fantastic. A lot of these Generations Beast Wars figures look absolutely just spectacular. I mean, it's astonishing, like Waspinator, Rat Trap, Skybite, or yeah, I know he's from RID, but the original Skybite's Cyber Shark, whatever. You get the point. This guy right here alone is probably one of the best Voyagers I have seen out of the Generations line so far. And the only Voyager I personally have from the Generations line is Grimlock from Fall of Cybertron. And that one's a good toy, yes. Don't get me wrong, that is a good toy, but this alone, the detail on this guy alone is mind-blowing. Like, I own a lot of Japanese figures, like anime figures, Zoid models, Gundam models, yada 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 yada. They are jam-packed to the brim with detail, and some of my Transformers from the Transformers Cybertron or Transformers Galaxy Force anime, again, so much detail. And this guy right here, also, even some of the old Beast Wars figures have a lot of detail. This guy harkens back to those good old days when you had so much detail in a toy. I mean, let's take a look at this, shall we? Let's take a look at this. His chest here, his chest alone. Look at that. Just look at that. Holy crap. And then, yeah, I know it's not going to pick up anything at all, but there's like hydraulic detailing in here. Like alone, you get to see like the hydraulics. And if you take the Rhino head out, if you guys take the Rhino head out, you see this like spinal cord almost detailing in the little part that connects the Rhino head to the body. Again, so much detailing in the robot mode alone. That right there is worth just the $25 I paid for this thing. And let me back out real quick. Nope, that's and his head, yes, his head is not the Rhinox that we know from the original cartoon with the big giant lips and all that, but it's a very nice modernized version of his cartoon head. There's actual let me see if I can get that in there. I have no idea if my camera is picking this up or not. I deeply apologize. My camera is really not the best. But yeah, there are like two tiny Maximal insignias on his head, which is accurate to the cartoon. Now, from what I have gathered, it is pretty much almost like a combination of how he looked in the cartoon and how he did for the original toy, which again is fantastic. I never had a Rhinox growing up as a kid. I never did. I never saw interest in Rhinox until when I grew older. And this guy right here, he is powerful looking, which Rhinox should be, because he was the philosophical muscle guy. He was a lot like Tager from Blaze Blue or Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, if I'm mistaken. Don't take my word on the Drax part. I just seen Guardians of the Galaxy. I almost said Rise of the Guardians. Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's what and some of my friends at some comic book shops have told me. But anyway, yeah, it's very, very nice, and the only real thing I have against this figure, and I mean, like, this is a good figure, don't get me wrong. I mean, this figure is absolutely just this figure is absolutely fantastic. Excuse me real quick. Yeah, this figure is fantastic, but the only knock I have against him are his legs, and I know this is a universal problem. is that his if I pick him up and I start shaking, that's not supposed to happen. His legs aren't supposed to be. Now I have heard that it is usually in the knee, not in the hip. I want to say it's the hip. Yeah, it's not supposed to be in the hip, but mostly in the knee, which for some reason mine is in the knee or in the hip, waist, whatever, in that general area. So that's my only knock against him. His transformation, basically the Rhino just explodes. His transformation is like a literal just explosion of Rhino, and just forming back up into a beautiful, beautiful robot. And for the articulation for Rhinox, his head is on a ball joint, so he can go up and down about that much, and he can turn full 360 degrees. Yep, full 100, 300. Full rotation at the arms, and can go up and down. Bicep, but not as much because due to the Rhino bits, and it can't go back that far. Again, due to the Rhino bits, full rotation, mainly because of the transformation. And the one cool thing I found with the transformation is that the arms here, you pull them out, which I thought was, I actually never knew until a couple of minutes ago before I turned on the camera. No wrist, well technically there is, but that's transformation right there. And he does have waist articulation due to the transformation. He's, like I said, he's got, he can bend at the waist, but then again, it's super weak. He has a swivel on the thigh, hinge at the leg, and a tiny joint at the ankle, and a little bit of toe, which is always great because you can get this guy in a lot of dynamic poses, which sadly I'm really not going to show off because this guy has a problem standing alone by himself. So I'm just going to keep him in a, or at least try to keep him in a very stagnant pose, or I'm just probably going to hold him up throughout most of the review. Now, the only two accessories Rhinox comes with are his iconic, as the box says, the chain guns of doom, which I have detailed myself because it was just so plain. But basically, you just it's this iconic chain Gatling guns or spinning Gatling guns from the show, which this thing could also be kind of used as a melee. If you tilt it to the side, it could be used like a buzzsaw almost, but it's not. Oh well. But basically you just hit the plunger there and it goes on for a while. Look at that. Now the coolest thing about these guns, and Rhinox will fall over, the coolest things about these guns is that the storage, which I find very unique for this toy, is that you just combine them together. Let me see here. And, well, I'm having a problem. There we go. And you combine them together like so. You fold these in. And, you can store this in the Rhino's gut. And when you transform it, you just disembowel the Rhino and just pull out his gut. And his gut is just two twin badass spinning chain guns of Predacon adjustments, as I will call it. So, how big is Rhinox? Here is Rhinox compared to two Voyagers, one from the Generation line and the other from the movie line. Here we got Fall of Cybertron Grimlock with the Zenith Forge Cretaceous Advancement setup kit. I just got the sword and the shield on. And here we have movie Optimus Prime Invasion Mode from the Age of Extinction line. And as you can see, for a Voyager, Rhinox is a little bit small. I will say he is definitely small compared to some Voyagers, which isn't a big detriment to me, but I wish he was a smidge bigger. And here we have Rhinox next to a bunch of deluxe classes from various lines. Well, 2 are from Prime, 1's from the movie. Here we have him next to Scorn from the movie. Here we have him next to Rumble. Yep, Decepticon Rumble from the Transformers Prime RID line. And here we have him next to Transformers Prime Soundwave from the RID line. And as you can see, he isn't that much bigger than a deluxe, which is really kind of confusing to me. And here we have Rhinox compared to some anime figures I have. You can clearly see that he towers over the 1:1 44th scale high grade Gundam X Mao Custom from the Gundam Build Fighter series, and the D-Arts Noel Vermilion figure from Blaze Blue. And you can see that my Deathsaurus Zoid towers over Rhinox. So he's, like I said, about a normal size of a deluxe, maybe a little bit bigger, which again is very, very surprising. And here we have Rhinox compared with something old, something new in beast mode. As you can see, Scourge from Cybertron towers over Rhinox, but he's in a pretty good, decent size scale with my original Dinobot, and with Scorn from the new movie line. So, in all, should you get Rhinox, and should I recommend you getting Rhinox? I would say most definitely yes. Rhinox is a very fun figure to have, despite his flaws here and the fact that he's very, very small for a Voyager. But I think that especially if you're like me, who grew up in the Beast Wars era and loved Beast Wars to death, I'd say yes, Rhinox is a simply must buy. Posability is great, detail is immaculate, and not to mention the silhouette Rhinox produces is absolutely fantastic. In all, I say it's a good buy. It's worth the 25 bucks, but again, I wish he was a little bit bigger, and they do need to fix that really, really badly. But anyway, this has been Big Z of the Toy Hanger, and if you want to check out some amazing videos, check out my friend Sky Sam Freeman. He does a lot of video game walkthroughs, and he does some Minecraft stuff on Mondays. So if you want to see some fun little videos, check him out while you're out on the YouTube land. Anyway, this has been Big Z signing out.